on taking a diet which is largely carbohydrates at that age, at my age, carbohydrates, chapati, what else? Mahamri, rice, mkate. Imagine eating mkate every day, breakfast, lunch, supper, and there are people who do that. Okay? After some time, when they go for a checkup, they might not show any sign of sickness, but they are not healthy. Okay? Same to what we talk about when we talk about mental health. You might not show sign of any sickness or any mental illness, but your mental well-being is not okay. Okay? How do we know? Sometimes it's just how you answer people. Someone comes and tells you, good morning, and then you turn at them, look at them from head to the toe, and you walk away. You're mentally ill. Not ill, by the way. Your mental health is not okay. Okay? You need to do something about it. Are you together? So mental health is not just the absence of mental illness. It involves having resilience to cope with the challenges of life. Because as long as we are in this earth, challenges will come. As long as you are here, you will lose a loved one before Jesus comes. That is there. As long as you are here, your loved one will fall sick or you will fall sick. As long as you are here, something will happen to your business or in your workplace. As long as you are here, you will have a bad relationship somewhere with someone else. Okay? Someone will answer you wrongly. So the question would be, how do you respond and cope to these challenges? How do you respond and cope and adapt to the changes that happen in life? For example, those of you who saw me 10 years ago, all of you know I didn't have my head. I used to keep an afro. 10 years later, that afro is gone, and I have to accept. Let me tell you the truth. For many years, for like 6 years, I was in denial. I was in denial. So what did I do? I used to go to my barber shop. It was called Rajab. After shaving me, he takes some dye and does something. So there is some shape in my head. It was not my hair. It was hair dye. Why? I was in denial. I was not accepting the changes happening in my body. But the fact remains, I am changing, I am growing old. There are some of us at 30, the airport comes. That was me. Okay? But actually it began showing at 28. And I had to accept, whether I like it or not, I will not remain 25 forever. Just like you're looking at me, you will not remain 15 forever. You will not remain 30 forever. Changes will come. Okay? For those of us who are working, you might be given a letter of transfer. You are taken from Mombasa to another city, you don't even know its name. That is a change, and a big one. How do you adapt to that change? How do you help your family to adapt to that change? Okay? Mental health issues also encompass how we respond or recover from setbacks. You are doing a business, it was doing very well, and then COVID happens and you lost millions. How do you recover? Most of us experience that. You are working somewhere, COVID happens, where you're working was really affected by COVID and you are laid off. I'm using COVID because many of us experienced that period firsthand. Okay? I hope you're with me. So what is the difference between mental health issues and mental illness? So mental health issues are a very broad spectrum of challenges that affect how a person's mental well-being. I think I mentioned this before. That can range from temporary stress, okay, to life stressors, difficult life events, hard relationships. You are dating with someone, you engage that person, and that person comes and tells you, I love you, but we can't go on with this. It's not you, it's me. Some of us have been told that thing. It really hurts, okay? And you're really affected. Now, that's a mental health issue, okay? Are you together? And ongoing concerns like anxiety, low self-esteem, and I've said before that mental health really impacts how you think, how you feel. For example, I'm sorry for using this example. Allow me. It's my life. Before my wife, there was another lady who I thought would have been my wife. And something happens. If you want the whole story, buy me coffee. Something happened, and we had to break. Okay. Actually, I had to run away for my life. I always tell people if I was still there, I wouldn't have been here today. Probably I would have killed myself. Okay. And for a long time, I thought all ladies are toxic. Just like some ladies believe all men are dogs. Okay? And for a long time you might think that. Why? Because there was just one lady or one gentleman who really hurt you, and your mental health was not good enough to handle such an issue. Are you together? So those are the issues that affect our mental health. Normal issues of life, which when handled wrongly, affect our lives. But when you talk about mental illness, mental illnesses are clinically diagnosed. Okay? These are clinically diagnosed conditions that significantly not affect, disrupt. They really disrupt a person's thinking, a person's feeling, a person's mood, a person's ability to relate with one another, and the daily functions of life. Okay? Mental illnesses are typically characterized by symptoms, okay, which are diagnosed by a clinical expert. Okay? In this case, could be a clinical psychologist. An example of mental illnesses include depression. We are not depressed. We have feelings that look like depression. And these feelings, if they are not taken care of, we head to depression. Are you together? So we have depression, we have anxiety disorders, we have bipolar disorders, we have schizophrenia, and personality disorders. We'll look at these things, by the way, deeply later so that we really understand. Because there are some people or some friends of us who are going through these issues and we don't know how to help. Okay? There's someone close to me who had bipolar disorder. Okay? And then I didn't know how to help. I didn't even know it was bipolar. Okay? Sometimes I wish if I knew then what I know now, I would have helped them better. Okay? Knowledge is power. It is important for us to know. Okay? So that when people are struggling with things, or we are also struggling with things, you can know where to find help. Okay? And these conditions, these mental illnesses, require clinical treatments. And they require a professional to prescribe you medicines. Okay? You go through a period of medicines and therapy. Okay, and sometimes it could be a combination of medicine and therapy. And there are times where you will be admitted, just like someone who is suffering from malaria. Very bad malaria is admitted in hospital. Some people suffering from acute mental illnesses are admitted in hospital. So I hope you have understood till there. So in the remaining few minutes, we still have a few minutes to go. I want us to look at the common factors that affect mental health. You can write common factors that affect mental health. And you might wonder, before you look at these factors, you might wonder, why are we doing this? As I read the Bible, you realize there is no word called mental health in your Bible. But when you read in between the lines, you find it. Okay? For example, when David came from Philistine back to Ziklag, okay, sent away by the Philistines, he came and found out that the Amalekites had taken his whole family, destroyed the whole city, and taken everything. And the Bible says David was distressed. He was distressed. He felt like he doesn't want to go on anymore. There is nothing more in this life. I don't have anything to do. And what did he do? He wept. And together with all the men that they had, they wept loudly. Imagine a man crying. Okay? The society today has told us men don't cry. Kufa kiume. Are you together? There is the mighty prophet. Not mighty of this time, the mighty of those days. Prophet Elijah. Prophet Elijah dared the prophets of Baal. They went and had a contest. And he called on God to answer by fire. And God answered by fire. He saw the fire of God. He saw what God did. The fire of God consumed the sacrifice, consumed the altar and the water, and nothing remained. And then Jezebel sent him a message and told him, you think you're a prophet? Tomorrow, a time like this, if I have not killed you, if I don't have your head, may my gods do to me what I want to do to you. And do you know what happened to Elijah? All of us know. Elijah feared. Elijah ran away. And when you read the Bible, that's, I think, 1 Kings chapter 20. 1 Kings 19, sorry. Elijah went somewhere and told God, God, I want to die. What do we call that nowadays? Suicide. Thank you. Okay? Even the Bible characters experienced mental distress and mental health issues. And that is why God is intentional that we be in good health just as our mind and soul prospers. So what affects our mental health? Number one, we have biological factors. Some mental health issues and disorders, believe you me, run in the family. Okay? And they increase the possibility. You may not get it, but it increases the possibility of you having it. Okay? For example, there is what we call, there are some people who depression is, allow me to use the word embedded in their family. It is there in their family history. Some people have ADHD. Okay? It runs in the family. So you really have to know. But don't worry, that's why we are here. When I turned 25, I worked somewhere where there was no place would have a good lunch. Okay? The only thing that was available to us was sodas. So I would drink sodas every day. Every day. And T-scones. Some of you know what T-scones are. So imagine lunch, soda, and T-scones. And after some time, your body wants sugar. You take another soda. Every day for almost 1 year and 2 months. After 4 months, my body began transforming. Okay? The trousers I used to put on were not fitting me. Okay? And something happened to me. My tummy began. Yes, you see this round thing I have now, 1 pack. It began when I was 25. Not now. And it really stressed me. It stressed me. And that was one of the reasons I quit. I quit the job. Right now, I think, was it a good idea? Probably, I would have, if I understood now what I knew then, I would have done things differently. Okay? I would have learned to exercise. I would have prepared packed lunch. Right? I would have carried my own water. I would have done something differently. But since I could not first accept what was happening to me, I took the easy way out. And the easy way out is always to walk away. And that's not always the best thing to do. Are you together? Because let me give you an example. Fast forward into your life. I don't know why I have to use this. Imagine you're now married with someone, either your husband or your wife. Okay? And one day, he has never or she has never taken alcohol in their life. And one day, they come into the house smelling alcohol. Will you walk away? This is not the man I married. I'm walking away. I have to go and look for the person I got married to. That is the easy way out. Okay? You have to work it out. Are you together? Find out what is the root cause. Okay? Now, those are the psychological, physiological factors that affect us. Personal traits. Okay? Some of us are talkative. Some of us are quiet. And there are issues that happen which really affect us. There are those people who are very quiet. Let me use an example of us here in church. When we come for the committee meeting, there are those who are quiet, and there are those who talk. And you know, people who talk express their minds. They don't have an intention to hurt you. They're just expressing their mind. And for me, I am quiet. And the person who is talkative says something I don't agree with, and it hurts me. And I walk away feeling hurt. Yet the person who talked has nothing. He's okay. So if I don't cope with it, I get hurt, and I carry baggages which I have no business carrying. Are you together? Number 3, social factors. Social factors. Family and environment really affects how our mental health. Okay? We say there are 2 things that affect us. Nature and nurture. Nature is where you come from, how you are born, the genetic factors. And nurture is how you are brought up, the surrounding of which you grew up in. Okay? If you grew up in a place where people talk, you will talk. Even if your genes say you are a silent person. It's naturally there. Because children, we say, are born empty. The Latin word is tabula rasa. Their mind is empty. It is the surrounding that fills their mind with what they have to know. Okay? Family environment. For example, dysfunctional families, family dynamics affect us. Because if you grew up seeing your father slapping your mom, you will believe men beat people. Are you together? It happens. Okay? If you grew up in a household where you have had house helps, and your parents used to send them everything, one day at the age of 8, that small child will look at the house help and say, "Where auntie? Latest in." Because they saw the parents. Are you together? Social factors, peer relationships, their friends can really affect how you think. Socioeconomic status, whether you are rich or poor, it affects your mental health. Not only poor people have mental health issues, even the rich do. Okay? Cultural and societal expectations. Allow me to talk to the girls. What is the right age of getting married? 27. Who said? Who said? Where is it written? It's not written. But you find when you get 28, people start asking you, "Joan, you're not bringing us anyone?" Societal pressures. And then we start getting worried. "Oh my God, I'm getting old." Who told you you are old? You getting me? And you get affected for nothing. Number 4, and the last thing we'll talk about today, is environmental factors. And environmental factors, number 1, you have traumatic experiences. Traumatic experiences happen to many of us or some of us, and we really have no control over. For example, you are driving or you are in a bus going home for Christmas, and you get into an accident. You didn't cause it. It just happened to you. You don't choose, today I'll have an accident, tomorrow I will not. It happens. Okay? And God forbid, in the accident, you break a leg. Okay? Some people will end up thinking, "I am useless." Your mental health is affected because your body has the trauma of what you've gone through. academic pressures. There's a joke someone said, all our parents were always number one. Okay? And I think it's now, millennials, we had a way of working around it. Gen Zs right now really have a problem and an issue with it, and it's giving them a lot of pressure. It is in the recent years where I've seen people, someone in class 8 going to commit suicide because they got 350 marks. Okay? I didn't hear about it in the past. There is pressure for them to perform. Okay? The pressure is so high. You are taken to a good school, you're expected to perform. Another thing in the environmental factors is media influence. And this age now more than ever, my goodness, media is just another thing which you really need to take care of. Okay? The other time I was telling us, please have boundaries with the media. Don't be stressed in life. I told you my story where someone came with a Prado and drove and reversed. And we were in the same class. And this was a person who was not performing well in class. And I was stressed. My goodness, what is happening to me? And I did some fast which were unnecessary. Because I want God to tell me, what is this that I do? Okay? Seeing him driving different cars today, another one tomorrow, only to realize that those cars, he was taking them on test drive because he's a mechanic. He doesn't own them. Okay? And I went through a lot of pressure. Are you together? And lastly, media influence also. People look at, there's a page I see, this is the last example I'm giving us, and then we close this service. There's a page I see where there's some people who exercise, and you look at them, these guys have perfect bodies. You know the meaning of perfect? Perfect bodies. The man has a perfect six-pack. Okay? Well, not you know those bodybuilders who are very large. No, I'm not talking about that one. Just a perfect body for a man. Okay? And the ladies have a perfect body. And I look at this page and I'm like, okay. This thing does not look realistic. Curves where they're supposed to be. Okay? But that is just for social media. There's something called Photoshop nowadays.